Eric Schwerin is going to be testifying in Jim Jordan's committee in September. Is this going to be something that will inform even further? Is this an important piece of this puzzle?
I think it's going to solidify what we already know and what there's already evidence of the bribery and the corruption of Joe Biden when he was vice president, taking actions while he was president to help out the Chinese Communist Party, associates and businesses that his son was affiliated with. There's evidence that he was taking money, and I think it is long past time to begin impeachment proceedings in the House. You know, originally they wanted all of us to wait to do the investigation, to bring all of this information before the American people. You have evidence of corruption. You have evidence of bribery. You have testimony from individuals who were part of these conversations with Joe Biden there. You have evidence of WhatsApp messages that Hunter sent while his dad was sitting there threatening the Chinese Communist Party that if they didn't send the money that Joe was going to get involved. I mean, it is long past time to begin an impeachment inquiry on corruption, bribery, and all these different things that are high crimes and misdemeanors.
Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, and now, as of today, we have 4 more articles of impeachment filed against our cognitively collapsing president. Representative Greg Stube of Florida has filed the impeachment articles saying, quote, bribery, extortion, obstruction of justice, fraud, financial involvement in drugs and prostitution. It is long past time to impeach Joe Biden. Biden shouldn't be allowed to continue to sit in the White House selling out our country. He continued, quote, the evidence continues to mount by the day. The Biden crime family has personally profited off Joe's government positions through bribery, threats, and fraud. Joe Biden must not be allowed to continue to sit in the White House selling out our country. The first article of impeachment alleges that both Hunter and Biden's brother James sold access to Joe Biden while he served as vice president during the Obama administration. The second article of impeachment alleges that the Biden campaign improperly colluded with Justice Department officials to interfere with the federal probe of Hunter, citing the IRS whistleblower testimony on how the Justice Department and FBI deliberately sought to cover up Hunter's financial scandals. The third alleges that family members such as James Biden, Joe's brother, recruited investors on false and fraudulent pretenses with the specter of access to old Sleepy Joe. And the fourth involves the commingling, the intertwining of Joe's and Hunter's finances. Now, of course, these are not the first set of impeachment articles that have been filed against bumbling Biden. Prior to these 4, there were already 8 articles of impeachment that have been officially drafted and filed against Biden. You heard that right, 8. 3 are for the disastrous troop withdrawal from Afghanistan. 3 are for Biden's deliberate abdicating of his law enforcement responsibilities over at our southern border. And another 2 involve Biden's involvement with Hunter's illicit business activities, particularly the 10% for the big guy, now infamous email. So all told, we have at least 12 articles of impeachment officially filed against Biden. This is obviously putting enormous pressure on Kevin McCarthy. As I'm sure you all know, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, the single most loathsome Republican on the planet, is pushing back against impeachment, saying it wouldn't be good for the country. I kid you not. It wouldn't be good for the country. This guy is beyond clueless, but it does foreground precisely the nature of the uneven playing field we're competing against with the Democrats. I mean, we've talked about this before. The Democrats don't give a whit about our nation. They hate our country. They hate it. At least the radicals that have taken over the Democratic Party do. They'd burn it all down in a heartbeat. Whereas Republicans, even the soulless neocon rhinos, are still relatively loyal to the nation and its institutions. And this is a weakness in the Republican Party that the Democrats have thus far been able to exploit. They're willing to pursue tactics they know Republicans will never pursue because doing so would destroy the country. Everything, literally everything the Democrats do is predicated on a simple premise. They know, because we love our country so much, they know that our party will never descend to the level Democrats are willing to go in order to politically hurt us. They know that we know were we to match tit for tat these Democrat antics, then our republic is finished. It's over. So the Democrats have assumed the role of the spoiled teen who feels he has a blank check of lawless behavior that his parents would never dare emulate, given that for adults to do so would destroy the family. So the left is acting that the way that they do because they know that were Republicans to respond in kind by mimicking their own tactics, the end result would destroy the republic that conservatives love. So they're basically holding us hostage to our fidelity to the nation. The good news is that Republicans look like they're waking up to the fact that you can fight fire with fire and still hold on to the integrity of our nation. Here's Senator Ted Cruz.
Look, I have no idea what Mitch knows or doesn't know. I will tell you there are very few people in the Senate that are following closely the details of what's happening here. Part of the reason is Senate Democrats want to have nothing to do with it, so we won't have a single hearing for the next 2 years in the Senate Judiciary Committee on any of this because the Democrats do not care. Not a single Democrat cares whether the President of the United States has received millions of dollars of bribes from foreign nationals. It doesn't matter because they put partisan politics above the rule of law. I will say, look, when the Democrats abused the impeachment power by impeaching Trump twice because they hated him, the impeachments were bogus. They were not well-grounded factually or legally. I said at the time, they were setting into motion a process where impeachment becomes a weapon each side uses against the other. And I think that's a bad dynamic.
All right.
This is qualitatively different. This is qualitatively different because the allegations here are of bribery. Bribery is specifically enumerated in the Constitution of the United States, and the scope of it, $20 million while he was vice president. By the way, another $8 million just a few months after he finished being vice president from communist China. We have the WhatsApp text that Hunter allegedly said to a senior Chinese communist official saying, I'm sitting right here next to my father, and if you don't pay me now, my father is going to punish you. Now, one of the things the IRS whistleblower said is they wanted to use GPS data to determine, well, was Joe Biden sitting next to Hunter? Is this text accurate? If Joe was next to him, that shows that Joe is part of the threat trying to extort cash from the Chinese. And according to the IRS whistleblowers, DOJ said, no, you cannot determine whether Joe was actually sitting next to Hunter Biden when Hunter said, my dad's next to me. And we know the threat worked because within weeks, over $8 million was transferred from the Chinese communist to the Biden family.
Senator, we know all this. I'm just trying to understand why Mitch McConnell is uninformed on the subject.
That one you'd have to ask Mitch.
Hey, gang, while the Republicans and Democrats continue to dither in D.C., you need to click on that link below and get in on the amazing buying spree going on all over the world with gold and silver. And just days from now, dozens of nations will be meeting in South Africa to discuss the formation of a new trade currency backed by gold. And you don't want to miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to get in on the action. And we've got some amazing friends of this channel who can help you do just that. We partnered with the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, who've helped patriots across the nation move over $1 billion into gold and silver. You heard that right. That's billion with a B. They're absolutely amazing. Click on that link below. And for those with retirement accounts, the Patriots over at Goldco are offering up to $10,000 in free silver when opening up a qualified IRA account with them. And for cash buyers, you're going to absolutely love this. You can get bonus silver just for making a purchase. So if you buy $15,000 worth of precious metals, you're going to get $750 in bonus silver. If you buy $25,000 in precious metals, you're going to get over $1,200 worth of bonus silver. But that's only as long as supply lasts. So don't wait. Click on that link below. This is your opportunity to get in on the ground floor as the world more and more turns back to the timeless value of gold and silver. Click on that link below right now. Now, as impeachment calls heat up in D.C., more and more leftist pundits are openly sounding the alarm that Trump is in better position than he's ever been to win it all in 2024. And here all eyes are starting to turn towards the all-important battleground state of Pennsylvania. Former Republican Senate candidate Sean Parnell is one of the many arguing that Trump's chances of winning the Keystone State are actually better than ever, and that's Of course, huge, given that in 2016, Trump was the first Republican to win Pennsylvania in 30 years. The Pennsylvania Administration of Voter Registration is reporting that Republican registration is surging in the Keystone State, all the while Democrats are losing voters. Now, if you've been following this channel for the last few weeks, and if not, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. But if you've been following us, you'll know that we've been seeing an astonishing trend of late. Working class voters, both white and non-white, are defecting from the Democrats in droves. 2016 marked the official end of the white working class Democrat. Trump won the white working class vote, I mean, literally overwhelmingly. That trend continued in 2020, and the Democrats continue to hemorrhage white working class voters into 2024. But now the biggest development here is that the Democrats are now losing the non-white working class. So this is a voter demographic that voted for Obama by a margin of an astonishing 70%. Now, as we speak, Biden leads with non-white working class voters by just over 10%. That's a devastating loss of a demographic that was once perhaps the single most loyal Democrat voter of them all. Those days are gone. The more woke the Democrat Party gets, the more they lose working class voters. And the more populist and nationalist and traditionalist the Republican Party gets, the more Trumpian it gets, the more these voters are defecting to the GOP. This is why Rich Barris of the People's Pundit, he's been saying this over and over again. Forget Virginia, forget New Hampshire, forget Colorado. No Republican is going to win those states. Okay, forget about it. They're not winning those states. Blue states are going to vote blue. Red states are going to vote red. No way around it. This election comes down to the working class and Rust Belt states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio. It's literally 2016 all over again. And only one Republican candidate is absolutely crushing it with the working class, both white and non-white working class. And that, of course, is the one and only Donald J. Trump. He is the working class candidate. No one else, including Biden, no one comes close. Not DeSantis, not Pence, not Christie, no one. In 2016, it's 2016 all over again, and with a possible impeachment in the works, it looks like things are finally beginning to unravel for bumbling Biden. Hey, gang, I know what it's like to feel alone out there in these turbulent times, but I broke free. If you, too, have been looking for a community with like-minded patriots who are serious about resisting globalism, building a parallel economy, and having intelligent and deep fellowship on a regular basis, then you've come to the right place. In my Courageous Patriot Insiders community, we're building a close-knit movement of, by, and for patriots who are breaking free from the outrage and despair cycles of the mainstream media and taking on the fight against globalism. Every week, I deep dive into the content I can't share on big tech and give you the cliff notes on the truth of how patriots just like you are building up their communities, starting patriot businesses, and fighting the woke in both public and private. All with a few history and political lessons from yours truly, of course. If you want to stop feeling alone as a patriot and stand together with this fast-growing community, be sure to click on the link in the description below. Don't wait. Join me and my Patriot Coalition today, and let's get fighting.